All right, y'all, so today is paper day, and so that means any coupons, receipts, taxes, files, important documents, greeting cards, wrapping paper, checkbooks, lecture notes, business cards, and recipes. So luckily, because I have been decluttering for a long time, I don't have that much, but I am gonna go through what I have. So what I did is I went through my purse to find receipts and coupons, which I had mainly receipts. And then I also went through our little mail place we keep our mail, so I got some stuff from there. And then the rest of the bulk of this is from downstairs where we keep our important paperwork. So any kind of like tax documents or work documents or anything like that are gonna be in this massive black box, and then this box right here I'm gonna go through. I don't think there's going to be too much because about 2 months ago I remember doing this because I was trying to cut down so that I could actually close this sucker right here. And so I know I did get rid of some stuff, but anything that I think has now become old, I'm going to put in a pile and let my husband check on it. He's working right now, so he doesn't have time to do this with me. But I'm gonna let him go through it and double check and make sure that we are good to go. And then if it is something like a receipt, I know it's trash, I'm just gonna get rid of it myself. And so I have my recycling bin. But as you're getting started with this, if you have not been decluttering for a while, if this maybe is your first time really focusing on maybe Marie Kondo's style of decluttering where you're really picking one category, just go slow through each room because there are always kind of hidden places where you keep paper. A lot of times, like, I'd stuff it on top of the fridge, which I did go to my fridge and I picked a few things off of that. I feel like paper is one of those things we never think we have that much of until we actually put it all together and realize the quantity of things that we're actually keeping. Like, I always say to myself, oh, well, I don't keep manuals and that kind of stuff usually, but those things add up quickly. So grab whatever paper you have, go through each room, and then as you have it in one pile, just like slowly start filtering and just realize that I know tax documents are kind of hard. I know my husband gets really like anxious about that, but I think you don't need to keep that much. I mean, you need to keep like the past several years, but before that, you don't really need to keep them all. And as long as you've been doing your taxes, you should be good to go to get rid of some of it. So I'm gonna go through any recent year I'm gonna keep, but past, you know, maybe like 5 to 7 years, I think you're good to go. If you're unsure, you know, definitely look it up. So, you know, obviously like Social Security cards, we have our passwords in here. Those are all things we need. I wonder if we'll really figure out if we still need these or not. We have like our old COVID vaccination cards, and it's like, I don't know whether that's something I actually need to keep anymore because no one checks them anymore. And then I have old pictures. These are more I'm gonna hang on to and look through them during sentimental. So sometimes if you have a lot of things in one place, like I do with this lockbox, you might wanna separate, like these are sentimental. I'm not ready to go through these yet. And sentimental is actually gonna be my last video. So I'm gonna hang on to those for another day. And then some of these paperwork is just obvious. Like obviously I'm gonna be keeping our marriage certificate. I'm going to be keeping our birth certificate for my daughter. So hopefully some of this won't take too long. think the nice thing about this is as you're doing it, you can kind of organize it. So like in this baggie, we have, this is like the most important paperwork. We have, you know, our birth certificates, we have our marriage certificates, we have our passports. So when we know we need that super important information, we know exactly where it is. It's in this lockbox and it's in the baggie. So we always know where to go, which definitely helps you like having a home for that kind of stuff, so that you're not having to go around your house looking for it when you really need it. Envelopes I don't feel like need to be in here. Oh, this is for my husband's car, so that information needs to stay. Some more sentimental stuff. I'm gonna keep that with sentimental. This is an old passport, which is no longer good anymore, so I'm gonna see if my husband's ready to get rid of that. So that one is his. And these checks books are still good. Go.
Keep going, keep going.
Alright y'all, so basically I am done. I have gone through almost all of the paperwork in my house that I could find, and most of it was things like the deed to our house and dog stuff and my daughter's stuff. And so right now I have pulled out paperwork that is sentimental to me that I need to find a place to put it, but I'm not going to worry about that till I'm doing my sentimental day, and I will walk you through everything that I keep for sentimental wise, and we'll kind of declutter some of the stuff that I no longer need. So I'm gonna put this stuff aside, but so far this is the pile I have, and some of it I am not sure whether we can keep it or get rid of it or not, but I'm going to put it aside if I'm not sure and let my husband look through it. But then this bucket's actually done, so this is empty and I don't need to put anything in it anymore, which is awesome. I can use it for something else, and everything right now fits into this lockbox, which I'm not one to be super sentimental about paper. Some people are, some people aren't. So I didn't really have a lot of cards. I know when we do get to the sentimental video in a couple more days that we have cards from our wedding that we've hung on to. So I might be able to get rid of a few of those, but just keeping everyone's cards that I've ever gotten is not something that I tend to do. So I didn't have a lot of that. But what I did have was just a lot of like basic mortgage statements and old bills and things from our insurance. And I think a lot of it we don't actually need to keep. It's like one of those things that you're like afraid to get rid of because you don't actually know what it means. But looking through it, a lot of it is just talking about, you know, what is in our policies and that kind of stuff, which is all things that we can look up on the computer and find that information. And some of it's just like really old checks from when we bought our house. So those don't need to be here anymore. So I'm going to put these aside, let my husband look through them, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video about decluttering paper. I hope this has gotten you some fire to get moving and get all that paperwork together in one place and go through it and just make a pile of things that you know you can get rid of, and maybe either shred it or put it in the recycling bin, which is I think what I'm gonna do. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to come back for more videos like this, tomorrow I have another one coming up. My next video is going to be about a bunch of random things that I'm going to be decluttering, so you want to make sure you don't miss that one tomorrow. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again.